Hello and welcome. Happy Friday. Happy Venusian Day. A friend of mine just gave birth recently to a beautiful new baby girl. Her name is Tara, and in her honor, I just thought I would speak into a little bit of information about Green Tara, an ascended master that I work with, and she has a beautiful mantra, so I thought I would start out this video with the mantra. Her mantra is TARE, TUTTARE, TURE, SOHA. So I'll go through the mantra and then I will just explain a bit about Green Tara, and then also explain exactly what TARE, TUTTARE actually means. So connecting to my higher self, connecting to God's source, connecting to Mother Earth's crystalline grid, and just asking Green Tara to be with us here today. So I've got my mala beads. There's 108 beads on this mala beads set, so I will just go through her mantra. I won't go through the 108. I'll just do a few just so you get a feel for it. So Mani Padme, not Mani Padme Hum, that's Kuan Yin. Tare Tuttare Ture Soha. 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 So yeah, I'm probably about a quarter of the way, but if you can just imagine, if you were to do that 108 times in the morning, it just brings you into a beautiful state of bliss, and it just means that you're clearing the path to be able to really connect to your higher self. And I'll go into the actual other meanings as well, because obviously is the sound wave of creation, so that just clears the field. So that's a really good one. Even if you're wanting to get messages to another, telepathic messages, you can just clear the field by saying Om, and then send the message to your intended recipient. But just before I go into all of that, I'll just read a little bit about Green Tara. So Green Tara, in Tibetan Buddhism, her embodiment as Green Tara is honored as the first manifestation of Sophia's light. Yet my journey to you as an ascended master began in human form in the Sirius star system on a planet called Karnak. To my people, Karnak means secret chambers of the heart. For many lifetimes I walked on the planet Karnak just as you walk on the earth. I endured lifetimes of suffering to become an embodied vehicle of transcendent compassion. I share the story of my ascension in Sirius, the Sirius star system, so that you may know that I understand the human experiences of your own journey through form. For eons of spiritual evolution on Karnak, we waged a bitter war upon ourselves, exploring the alchemical synthesis for the dark and the light, dualities of our collective free will power. We dissected our vulnerability by examining how our hearts would emotionally evolve and generate compassion through the testing ground of escalating planet-wide atrocities. In essence, we were a people torn over how to evolve as a compassionate race of beings. We tortured ourselves for our own mastery. We created the demons of our greatest fears to stare us in the face. As free will creators, we discovered what the sovereign power of our divine inheritance truly meant. Just as humanity now struggles to ascend beyond war consciousness, we as a people struggled for eons to transcend our needless harm and destruction of form in order to gain knowledge and wisdom. So she lived on Karnak, and for quite a few lifetimes she suffered. And through all of those lifetimes, she managed to basically become enlightened and eventually ascended. So essentially, that's how I see humanity, what we're doing as well. So when I spoke into her mantra, Om Tare Tuttare Ture Soha, toning invokes my presence as a guide through your suffering and as a mentor for your happiness. Is the sound wave that appears as Sophia's heart womb gives birth to the light. Now, when we say Sophia, you can say God, you can say universe, whatever resonates for you. In this book, oh, sorry, I make mention, this is the Sophia code. So God is mentioned as Sophia, as the divine feminine. However, God is male, female, there's no gender. Toning the sound of clears your mind of negative projections designed to keep your awareness from these ineffable mysteries of Sophia that are fundamental for your peace. TARE. The seed syllable TARE declares you are laying down your attachments to suffering in exchange for non-circumstantial happiness and reconciliation with your divinity. A direct knowing of your divinity dissolves the excruciating attachments and chains of confusion created by viral belief systems that cause you to suffer needlessly for who you are. TARE is a bridge for walking away from disbelief, hate, and resentment, and crossing over back into the light of your true nature. On the other side of this bridge is the happiness that exists beyond all suffering, the home of your own self-realized divinity. And then we're on to TUTTARE. So TARE, and this is TUTTARE. TUTTARE is a seeded sound wave of self-love that liberates your awareness from the 8 great fears by taking refuge in your own divinity. Regardless of all circumstantial fears, the heavenly reality of emptiness and bliss exists in unlimited measure within the universe of your body, heart, mind, and soul. I tell you the truth, there is no much heaven to focus upon within you, yet humanity is addicted to the hellish creations of its collective mind. In this lifetime, your higher self is guiding you to embody a great happiness that is also for the liberation of all beings. TURE. TURE declares your oneness with all beings as the root of your happiness that is sovereign from all attachments to suffering. Humanity's addiction to using dualistic polarities for transformational alchemy creates a collective need to scapegoat an other into the role of an enemy or perpetrator. As you loosen your grip upon duality, you will witness the miracle of demonic energies within humanity's collective ego instantaneously transmute back into a state of all-consuming love. The ego only releases its grip on attacking or judging an other outside of you when your higher self is given permission to be the guiding light. TURE grounds the heavenly reality of your higher self's mind into your human awareness so that you may experience the safety, grace, and prosperity of living in oneness with all beings beyond the poverty of judgment. And then the last one is SOHA. SOHA commands the blueprint of this mantra to activate your DNA and consecrate your sacred heart to live in happiness for the liberation of all beings. As you speak the sound of SOHA, may you feel the winds of my abundant blessing sweeping through your awareness, awakening you to the light of Sophia that is already enlightening you from within. This final seed syllable seals the momentum of goodness that arises from speaking my mantra within your heart. SOHA illuminates the pathway of divine power within you so that you may always remember to take refuge in the radiance of your own higher self. When you release your attachments to suffering, you create space in your heart and mind to be guided by the power of your holy innocence, which is so that last bit was, when you release your attachments to suffering, you create space in your heart and mind to be guided by the power of your holy innocence, which is a divine quality of your higher self. So you can really see the importance of connecting to your higher self. It literally transcends all dualistic nature of what's going on in the world. And every time you connect to your higher self, that divinity, that God, a part of you, you're actually breaking free from this illusion of dualisticness, and you're actually bringing in these divine aspects of yourself. And when you actually really truly embody these divine aspects of self and bring them into planet Earth, Mother Earth, into the grids of Earth, you can see where, you know, this energy shifts. You know, once we all start tapping into the higher self, the all-loving, all-knowing part of ourselves, we then create a consciousness as a mass collective, into a loving frequency, and then therefore it foregoes any attachments to wars and rape and annihilations, as what was mentioned in this book. And it makes complete sense when you think about it. You know, if you really think about it, we are the creators of our reality, and we have been addicted to suffering. And you know, coming outside of that has been it has been skewed for a lot of us. You know, with some of society's organizations, they haven't really helped. However, yes, there is this undeniable, you know, addiction, which is really like there for a lot of people. Like, people just literally, sometimes being in that love frequency is too much, and sometimes they end up actually pushing it away. However, the invitation is to accept it, receive it all. Receive all the love that you are here to receive, and that you're worthy. You're so worthy. And yeah, you're not the sinner. You are more than worthy of all this love. And once humanity realizes that on a larger scale, that they are worthy of love, you know, and receiving love, you know, the world becomes a greater place. And tapping into your higher self every day allows you to receive your own love. And when you do that, eventually you're able to start working with the wounds that are inside of you that have restricted you from accepting love from another. And then when those wounds are healed, you can then accept love from another and another and another, and your nervous system becomes open and is able to receive more and more of that love. And the more of us that are open to receiving love, and then giving love and receiving it on, you know, mass levels, we can get that out into the world. We can get out to the mass consciousness, really ground it into the grids of Mother Earth, and yeah, really see, you know, wars and everything outside of us that is, as they mention in the book, a holographic image of our mass consciousness. So when we actually start, you know, really connecting to the divine and loving parts of ourselves, that divine loving part of ourselves, you know, that hologram shatters, and wars and annihilations and rapes, they dissipate because there is no room for them anymore. So this is I won't go too far into what's happening on the planet Earth, you know, in terms of the different energies that are here, you know, trying to restrict it. But there is you know, there is energies trying to restrict that. And you know, this is where, when we remember who we are, remember to tap into that higher self, that all-knowing, all-loving part of ourselves, that God part of ourselves with our higher self, we're able to really bring that into the mass consciousness on a greater level. So will open the pathways to your God frequency, and then obviously TARE, TUTTARE, TURE, SOHA. So saying all of that accepts love, and she's bringing in love, and you're activating it all in your DNA as well. So a beautiful